The day unfolded with a gentle sun casting its warmth upon the winding roads as Daniel and Ashley embarked on a drive toward the unknown. The rhythmic hum of the engine was accompanied by the light banter of their conversation, a blend of excitement and anticipation hanging in the air. As the car cruised along the open road, Daniel glanced over at Ashley, a playful smirk tugging at the corners of his lips. "You ready for our little adventure in the woods?" he asked, eyes gleaming with a mischievous twinkle. Ashley chuckled, her gaze meeting his. "Absolutely. Just hope it's not too spooky out there," she replied, her tone teasing. Their fingers interlaced briefly, a subtle exchange of warmth and connection. They chatted about their plans, the allure of the forest, and the desire for a temporary escape from the demands of daily life. Daniel, the more adventurous of the two, spoke animatedly about the wonders they might discover. Ashley, equally intrigued yet slightly more cautious, listened with a mix of curiosity and apprehension. As the car neared their destination, the landscape transitioned from open fields to dense woods. The air seemed to change, taking on a mysterious quality that seeped through the open windows. Ashley glanced at the towering trees lining the road, a hint of uncertainty clouding her expression. Once they parked the car on the forest's edge, Ashley couldn't shake the feeling of unease. "Daniel, I don't know. This place seems really creepy," she voiced her concerns, her eyes scanning the looming shadows between the trees. Daniel, sensing her hesitancy, reassured her. "Trust me, Ashley. I've been here before. It's a hidden gem. Once we get in there, you'll forget all about the spookiness. Plus, I've got us covered." He flashed a grin, producing 2 sturdy flashlights from the car's trunk. Relieved, Ashley nodded, the corners of her lips curling into a smile. "All right, if you say so. Let's do this." The forest, bathed in the glow of the setting sun, beckoned them with an air of mystery. They walked side by side, flashlights in hand, the occasional rustle of leaves underfoot accompanying their conversation. Daniel, ever the charmer, continued their playful banter, their laughter mingling with the sounds of the approaching night. The deeper they ventured, the more the forest seemed to come alive with hidden secrets. Yet, with every step, Ashley couldn't shake the feeling that the shadows held more than just mystery. They were now 70 miles from the nearest town, surrounded by a vast expanse of nature that seemed to stretch endlessly in all directions. As darkness settled, Daniel's assurance began to waver, and the air grew thicker with an unfamiliar tension. Ashley, glancing around nervously, whispered, "Daniel, are you sure about this?" Her voice echoed through the trees, the distant murmur of the night hinting at the unknown that lay ahead.
In the heart of that timeless forest, Ashley and I treaded a path unknown, our names forgotten in the whispers of the trees. The moon struggled to pierce the dense canopy, heighten the mystery that surrounded us as we sought refuge from the tumult of our lives hand in hand. The night itself seemed to hold its breath as we ventured deeper, each step weighed down by an eerie stillness, broken only by the rustle of leaves beneath our cautious footsteps. Shadows clung to us like unseen specters, and the air grew thick with a tension that warned of an unknown force at play. Our flashlights cut through the darkness, feeble beams revealing gnarled roots and twisted branches. The forest responded with a malevolent energy, and an otherworldly hum reverberated through the earth beneath our feet. The clearing we stumbled upon pulsed with an unnatural glow, symbols etched onto moss-covered stones encircling a sinister well. Entities, formless shadows with eyes that gleamed like coals, materialized around us, moving with an unsettling grace. Their snarls echoed through the night each time they shifted, and our flashlights flickered, unable to grasp hold of their elusive forms. "Daniel, are you sure you know where we are going? This doesn't seem right, and it's very creepy out here." Ashley's voice trembled as she voiced her concern. The entities remained silent, closing in with a predatory dance. Our desperation mounted as we attempted to illuminate the advancing shadows, but they slipped through the feeble light like elusive phantoms. In the clearing's center, a portal to an abyss opened, a vortex of darker black and red, pulsating with a malevolent heartbeat. The entities drew nearer with each snarl, their features becoming more pronounced in the eerie glow, revealing elongated limbs and eyes hungry for more than mortal understanding. As our world unraveled, the snarls crescendoed, drowning out the whispers of the wind. The entities closed the gap, their forms merging with the shadows of the portal, and the forest reclaimed its dreadful silence. With a final haunting snarl, Ashley and I were drawn into the maw of the abyss. The portal consumed our existence, leaving only echoes of our fading cries. The clearing returned to a sinister calm, the symbols on the stones pulsating with an ominous glow before succumbing to obscurity. In the heart of the ancient woods, where reality and nightmare intertwined, Ashley and I became one with the shadows. Lost to the mortal realm, our fate sealed within the darkness that dwelled beneath the ancient canopy, never to be glimpsed again by those who dared enter the enigmatic forest.
As Daniel and I stepped tentatively into the demonic portal, the world around us twisted and contorted. Suddenly, we found ourselves stumbling into a dark realm, an abyss of desolation where the air itself carried the unmistakable stench of death. Fog clung to the ground, shrouding our surroundings, while demonic creatures, both on the ground and soaring through the air, filled the horizon. Sinister snarls echoed from the shadows, sending shivers down my spine. Gripping our flashlights tighter, we peered into the darkness, revealing grotesque figures in the distance. Horned, demonic creatures moved with an eerie grace, their eyes glowing with an otherworldly malevolence. In the heart of this nightmarish landscape, a colossal monster with demon-like horns loomed over us, gradually closing in. Panic set in as we realized the dire nature of our situation. Amid the desolation, an earthly statue stood out of place. It was our only beacon of hope. We sprinted toward it, the monstrous roars echoing behind us. The statue's earthly features seemed strangely comforting against the demonic backdrop. Beside the statue, a sword gleamed in the dim light. Without hesitation, Daniel seized the weapon, and I felt a surge of determination. A demonic creature lunged at us, and we fought back, wielding the newfound sword with desperate skill. The ground shook as the massive monster closed in, its demon-like horns cutting through the dense fog. With each slash of the sword, we carved a path to the statue. The metallic tang of blood mixed with the acrid scent of the realm. A slot in the statue caught our attention, a perfect fit for the blood-drenched sword. With the monstrous creature nearing, we slid the weapon into place. The statue shuddered, revealing an earthly portal bathed in a soft, inviting light. As the portal engulfed us, the massive monster took a swipe at us. We barely evaded its claws, the rush of air from the near miss sending us tumbling through the portal. Emerging on the other side, disoriented and breathless, we found ourselves back in the familiar realm of reality. The demonic horrors faded behind us, and the earthly statue stood motionless, as if nothing had happened. In disbelief, we staggered back to the car, the midday sun casting shadows far removed from the darkness we had just escaped. The events in the demonic realm felt like a surreal nightmare, but the blood-stained sword, a grim reminder of our ordeal, remained clutched in Daniel's grip as we made our way back to the safety of our vehicle.